So do you ever feel like your brain's about to explode with ideas, but you can't really keep track of any of them? So I used to get hit with content ideas, stories, big plans in the middle of walking my dog or a shower. And then guess what? Like 5 minutes later, I could not remember that idea, sometimes 1 minute later. So the problem for entrepreneurs and side hustlers is it's not just frustrating, it's actually exhausting. We juggle a million ideas, tasks every day, and if you don't get organized, the stress and anxiety and mental overwhelm can burn you out before you started. So what if you had a simple system, a seamless way to capture ideas and prioritize your ideas instantly? It's kind of like offloading your brain into some kind of second brain. And let me tell you, for me, this really helps my mental burnout and anxiety situation as an entrepreneur. You see, I used to dump ideas on my phone in Google Keep, and it got really messy really fast. And so I upgraded to a brand new system. I built a Notion system, if you're not sure what Notion is, don't worry, with automations and even using AI prompts to generate content ideas. And it automatically organizes and prioritizes all of the ideas I come up with. And it's super easy, super effortless. Now when I'm hiking with my dog or maybe a coffee shop or something, I can capture ideas instantly and I know they're ready for me whenever I need them because they're organized and prioritized. So why this really matters is this isn't just a system to save your ideas. It saves your energy as well. It reduces the mental chaos and frees up time for more creativity. For me, that means like I feel lighter, feel more productive, I feel clearer in my mind, less stress on my brain. This is something that I use every single day. I've used it like 10 times today already. It's the backbone of kind of how I stay really organized. And definitely helps me avoid burnout and helps me just tap into most creative ideas as an entrepreneur. So let's dive in. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly step-by-step how it works. There's a Loom video coming up, a little tutorial I did recently. I hope you enjoy, and the link is in the description to actually go and set this up for you yourself. Okay, my friends, so it's just going to be a raw video of like how I'm going to show you through my idea capture system, which has changed everything, kind of starting off as an entrepreneur, being able to just go on for a walk with my dog and just capture ideas, but be able to tag and organize them incredibly efficiently. Like I created this system a long time ago, and basically I've been using this every single day to capture all sorts of ideas. Let me show you a little bit more. So when I'm on a walk and I come up with an idea for my business or my side hustle, or I come up with a newsletter idea that I want to send out on my email, it could be content ideas. Many of us come up with random content ideas. It could be in the shower, it could be walking the dog, it could be in nature, it could be wherever. Like I'm in a hotel room right now. And we need a way to capture all of these ideas before they basically end up in your idea graveyard, which is kind of your subconscious, where for me, like 2 hours after an idea, I can barely even remember it. Sometimes even 5 minutes after an idea, another one comes in, or I get distracted by work, or someone's asked me to do something. And so those ideas usually end up in idea graveyard. So how can we capture these and really especially capture the priority things and the action things? And so as a real quick preview of M11 OS, which so Momentum 11 is my system that I use for all of my entrepreneur stuff and peak performance in not just my entrepreneur, but every area of my life. And so I have these systems that really help me with everything. It's kind of like a second brain. And so even though this seems overwhelming, what it does is actually take the burden off you of having to manage this through your thoughts and emotions every day. And you can offload a whole bunch of stuff into what people call the second brain. So this is almost like a storage area, almost like a hard drive for your mind, or an external drive for your mind. So I want to show you real quickly. I'll come back to this and show you through how it works in a second, but this is the overview of my action system. But here's where it gets really cool. So stay with me. I can go onto my phone, and hopefully, I know it's kind of blurred out, but you see this big tile here. That's also my same dashboard anywhere I go. So I'm on a walk with the dog. I also have this little plus button right there. And when I press this plus button, I can just voice enter like any idea I have, and it will go directly into the system. I'm going to show you a demo of that in a minute. Even better than that, I've set up automations for when you get advanced, and I'll show you in a workshop how to do this yourself. You start with the basic one, but when you get to the advanced one, you can actually set up workflows that grab keywords such as the ones you see here: story, newsletter, problem, X short. So this would be me posting on X on Twitter. If I have an idea for a short and I have an idea for a thread or a long post, and I can just say those words and it'll capture them and organize it and actually use multiple databases. It gets pretty advanced, but I want to run through the very simple system with you. So I'll show you that in 1 second. And so what are the kind of ideas that we want to organize? Well, we want to take our ideas in, and before they get lost in this question mark, things like content ideas, action ideas for my newsletter, workshop ideas, and then especially things that you want to put into action. Maybe you're on a Zoom and you're like, okay, I need to put this into action. This was a key thing. And so flag it with the word action. So we're flagging these. Usually when I speak, I start the sentence with the keyword, and that is like my verbal, really fast idea for tagging. Okay, so we can organize things we want to put into action. We can also prioritize things. If I say the word priority, it will go into my prioritized list. So hopefully this is clear. You have ideas, you can voice type them, you can still type them on your desktop computer as well, but I use my phone all the time for ideas. I capture and tag them based on just these words that I say, and they automatically get organized and prioritized. And then later I can come back and I've got a filtered list of priorities, filtered list of my newsletter ideas, and everything is organized. So the point here being, everything is in one place. Now, there's a bit of a deeper thing behind this of like, it actually stops you going insane in terms of anxiety and procrastination and your mind racing all over the place, because you offload all of your ideas and now you can laser in and focus again on the things that you actually should be doing to grow your side hustle, grow your business. So I like to keep every single thing in one place. In fact, I was using Miro over here, I was using Notion, I was using all sorts of systems, notes on my phone, I was using Keep on my phone. Now I have everything channeling into one place, and it's less stress and it's way much easier to prioritize. And I can also use things like AI to plug into my one system, my M11 OS system, and use AI to like just grab and find anything. So this is absolutely like, this has been a game changer in my life. So let me dive in and show you how it works. And then I'm going to run a free workshop. Everything's going to be completely free. So you can actually set up this system for yourself. All right, so this is my all-in-one, and I'm constantly adapting this. Every month I make a tweak to it. I do experiments in here. I manage my content in here. I manage my daily tasks. I get really focused. I got focus mode, so I can literally zoom in on one or two really key tasks like so. I even got a little timer here for 45 minutes to actually get this task done. And I can just click here and focus on one task at a time. Ideally, I should have one, maybe two maximum on my focus board. That's tasks. I'll show you that another time, but I really want to dig into the ideas part of M11. I also have my whole business in here. Every Zoom call, I take notes, whether they're auto taken by AI or I take the notes, everything is in here, all in one place. And so I can also take my ideas and spread them out into other areas. Like I could take a content idea and it automatically gets created in my content system as well. So even if you've never, this uses Notion as a platform, as a base for this, which is completely free, which is why it's incredible. I pay a little extra to use the AI because that's unbelievable. But everything in one place, this has changed so much for me, so much less stress, less burnout, all the stuff. So don't be overwhelmed if you've never used Notion before, because I'll be doing like workshops on how to use Notion from scratch. And in this video, I'm just kind of showing you an overview of the power of what you can do with this ideas to action system. So let's do a live demo because it's going to be super cool. So I have my phone, I'm out on a walk or a hike, let's say, or I'm in a hotel room. Like right now, I'm in a city and I'm going to an event tonight, but I'm randomly have an idea in my hotel room. Let's see if I can think of one on the fly. I just launched my new newsletter and I really want to help people with finding their niche is a great example. So I might think of something more specific around finding the niche and then come up with an idea. So I'm going to hit this plus button, which is just a widget on my phone. And let's do this. I'm going to start it with the word newsletter. All right, so this pops up and I press my voice type button on keyboard. Newsletter, priority. I really want to launch a newsletter next episode to help people find their niche and why they should choose a niche. Okay, I just created that. Let's see what we have. Okay, so it popped up at the top. Now, because my automation, so this is a database in Notion, but if that's overwhelming, if you've never used that before, basically just think of it as an Excel spreadsheet. Like all your ideas are just going to go in, but now you have the power to filter them and do whatever you want, organize them. You can have, these are just my ideas here from the last week. So you can see how much I use this, how powerful it is. Now, because I said priority, that prioritized it here, it tagged it, and now that is going to go into my priority board. When I'm organizing my tasks for the week, the priority things are going to be instantly on that list. If I say the word action, it will be on this list. Let me give you an action example. Action. Don't forget to post today at 3 o'clock on X about finding my niche workshop coming soon. I press done. And now you're going to see this just pop into here, hopefully. There you go. It just popped it right in. So now I've got like my actions from this week automatically organized. I just did a test a minute ago. Don't forget to post at 3 o'clock on X about finding my niche. So already I've organized my action stuff. I've got my priority stuff. But because I said the word newsletter on this one, if I now go to my newsletters, which is in a different area of my system, then let's see. Is it this one? Yeah, newsletter priority. So I've linked it. It's automatically picked up the word newsletter. This is a different table, a different spreadsheet, different database, which is called newsletters, workshops, and freebies. And so because I said the word newsletter, it created it in my database like normal, but then it created another link inside my newsletter database. Hopefully it's not too complicated, but now you see the power of this because I can have tables. Let's call them tables for simplicity. I can have a list and a table of my newsletters, a table of my, for you, it could be YouTube content ideas is your table. And so you flag keywords like YouTube title idea and say your idea. And now that goes straight into your YouTube ideas database. It's perfect for content ideas, for newsletters. Let me show you how this works for content, because this is now advanced stuff, next level stuff in terms of we're going to use AI and automations to create something incredibly powerful. Now, I know this might be overwhelming again if you've not used Notion before, but don't worry, because it's actually really easy to set up, and I'll show you in a workshop how to do this for free. But it's going to be a massive, massive game changer. So let me show you a live example of how this is going to work for content, taking a content idea and now absolutely super driving the content idea into actually producing, using AI to produce some ideas and generate some things for us. I did set this up recently, kind of blown my mind of how easily I can now set up content. Okay, so imagine there's different types of content that you want to create and you want to capture out on your walk with the dog or your hotel room or when you're traveling or wherever, whenever that idea hits. And usually I want to make a point now of capturing all the stories. Someone said recently actually that every day of the week, practice writing a story. And then by the end of the week, you can pick your one or two best stories, most potent, most emotional stories that will relate to people and then post them as content. So what if you captured like a story every single day into a story database, and then you could prioritize them, say, okay, this is really good, this is emotion, this is relatable, and I can use this for content. It also links to a big idea. And I think all you need for powerful content is a big idea linked to a real, genuine, authentic story, and now you've got potent mix for a post, a video, like a long post on X on Twitter, a video on YouTube, and for a newsletter as well. So I capture stories by saying the word story. But I wanted to tell you about problems, because why this is really key is when you start your side hustle, your entrepreneur business. Let's say you're doing bike maintenance, like my nephew. He's doing a bike maintenance course, which is going to be amazing. And all the problems with fixing your bike, like we talked about brakes, we talked about the gears, we talked about the squeaky dropper post for people that mountain bike, like how that squeaks all the time, or gets jammed or whatever. Even getting your tire off if you've got a flat tire is really, really hard. So all the problems that come up, you may experience these problems in your day-to-day life yourself as you live and breathe the journey, and you just want to capture them, or you may just hear about the problems, or you may be watching a YouTube video, or you may be chatting to someone on a one-on-one and they're actually talking about the problems and you want to capture them. So the problems are going to be most potent for creating powerful content for your entrepreneurial journey, whatever you want to sell. So in the bike maintenance thing, if a lot of people are talking about their gears slipping, that's a great example. My gears are slipping and they're making a weird sound when I try and change gear. So if 5 people have mentioned this, you've got to capture it as a problem, because you can now target this as content, which should be really, really popular. So let's use an example. Problem. So on my mountain bike, my gears are slipping all the time and making a crazy, stupid sound. I'm sick of paying $300 to get them fixed at the bike shop all the time. I wish I knew how to fix this myself. Okay, that's just voice typed. And it's still voice typing. Okay, so I'm going to press done. Done down here. Easy as that. I capture the problem. I can just sit back. I can be walking the dog or doing whatever, walking down the street, and just capture a quick idea. I said problem, and let's see what happened. Okay, so it came in the ideas database. I'm going to actually set this up to tag it with problem, like this. I've got so many tags in here, you can see. So we can tag ideas as well for whatever you want. Let's get rid of these. So look at all the ideas of stuff that you could tag and really get organized. But what I love about it is you're not having to like go through like I did manually and tagging everything. You can actually just auto tag by the words that you say. And how I'm doing this, just so show you exactly how this works. And I think this might be a feature that you pay extra for in Notion. I'm not sure, but the AI you pay for, I can't remember with automations. You don't have to use automations. You can just use this capture flow anyway. So I'm basically setting up these automations, which I'll show you in the workshop. They're really easy. You say when the name, that this one here, when whatever I voice typed or entered in manually, when the name contains newsletter, then create a page in another database. When the name contains problem, I'm creating an entry, a row, like a spreadsheet row in my problems database. But I'm going to show you something really, really cool about this that is kind of blows my mind of how powerful this is. So now I've already put some notes here saying, okay, when I say the word problem, it's going to also get added to this database. So let's go look. Load it in a new tab. And remember, everything on M11 OS and Notion is available on your phone. Like I can get to everything in my M11 OS from my homepage, from this big tile button here, which is beautiful. And I click on that, I'll tap that, and I'm now in my M11 OS with all of those content things, the idea system, all the systems are in there. Okay, so depending on what sort order I use, let's see if we can find my content. So I've got a lot in here. If I want to find it, let's talk about biking. Okay, so it came in here. And you can see here, if I just zoom back out. So this is a preview of my entrepreneurial business and the different phases that people go through their journey. And look at what I've captured here. This is a combination of using AI, my own ideas, and they're auto categorized for me. This is amazing. Like, so I've got mindset blocks versus skills that people need to gain. And here's a list of all the common problems on different phases of my journey. So I help creators start their own business while they're doing the 9 to 5, create an online business, and go through that market validation to prove their business idea is actually going to work and make money, and then how to actually create it really quickly and create a whole sales funnel, get leads coming in from zero, even if you have no testimonials or experience yet. So that's what I do. And then those are split into phases when I've got a list of all of the problems. So I want to show you this final thing, which is super powerful. So I've searched for my bike one. Here it is. It's been created in this database. I'm going to open it up like a separate page. I can do full page or whatever. And okay, so problem is, and this problem should be what the customer is saying, what your customer is saying. If you're selling a course around like pianos or guitars, how to play piano or how to play guitar, then you'd be like, what is your customer actually saying about like their fingers are hurting on the strings, their fingers are like almost bleeding. Like you'll be using exact words here that your customer says. And this is now incredibly powerful marketing for your sales page when you create one. So a lot of people open up that sales page and they're like, I haven't got a clue what to put on my sales page. Well, now you've got a database of the exact words. Another really good tip is a place where you can get all of these words from and put them in the same problems database. I was doing this last night. Go to a YouTube video and go through the comments and then pick out the comments where people are like, I'm stuck on this. I don't know how to find my niche. Someone yesterday was saying, I thought my niche was like there was going to be no one in that kind of niche about knitting, let's say. But I realize now like this still could be a very powerful market. So take those exact words that people have said, put them into here. And then we're going to use AI in Notion, or you can go off and use GPT or whatever if you don't want to pay for AI in Notion. And you just press these buttons. Now it does this automatically for you after, I think there's one button that you can press to update all of the rows. So if I have 100 problems, it can now generate stuff for you. So what I've designed here, and so behind the scenes, there's like a little prompt, as in when you type into ChatGPT, please do this for me. Behind this field here is that prompt. So you can customize this to do anything you want based on your problem that you've said. So this is really cool because I'm not using this to actually take that and just post it, because I want all my content to be humanized. I want it to be real. I want it to be authentic. So this is idea generation, as if you've got a virtual assistant sitting with you using the M11 OS system. So now let's just recap here. You've taken an idea and captured them. You've taken, prioritized, and action things. You've captured them. You've got a story bank. Now we're capturing some content ideas around all the problems that your customer or your avatar, if you follow marketing stuff, your ideal customer avatar, what problems are they experiencing? And we put them straight in here and automatically we get some generated ideas. So let me show you quickly what these are. This is where it gets very cool. Okay, give me a second. Let's click these. So like I said, it does these automatically for you. I'm just not sure how often it updates these, so I'm just going to press them manually for the moment. But the auto generation is so cool. All right, so now AI being AI, it depends on how well you craft your prompts of the results that you're going to get. But this is going to generate basically a solution for the problem. So this is generating an idea that we can take and we can adapt and see which bits we like, which we don't like. So I'm sick of my gear slipping. Consider taking an online course tutorial on basic bike maintenance. So this is where my nephew Jay comes in with his course. Join local bike community or purchase a repair manual. So these are kind of like generic answers for this particular problem, which are kind of like blah. So what I would do is like take this content, and maybe number 3 was really good or something. Number 1's really good. Take an online bike course, but then customize that content into something really cool. So depending on what problem you came up with, you'll get good, average, medium AI solutions. But sometimes they come up with really, really powerful ideas. Okay, so then I've created another field here, which are going to generate me an idea of something I could post on Twitter. Again, it's not going to be good out the box. It's going to be just a guide of a starting point that I can use. Tired of your bike's gears slipping, feeling frustrated and powerless. Yes, classic GPT stuff. You can fix it yourself. Learn skills to regain control. Take the first step today. So it's kind of the quote, the prompt I've used behind here is very generic. So I'm going to work on tweaking these prompts to make them like less AI-like, which you can absolutely do. You can customize this to whatever you want. And in bold hook ideas, stop wasting money on bike repairs today. But also this is really interesting. Let's say you wanted to do a thread, which is like a long post, multi-post on Twitter, or you want to do a YouTube video. You could actually, I've asked it to create a popular story about a certain person that is quite well known. So Mike McGuinness, maybe this is not updated, I'm not sure, not up to date with GPT. Mike McGuinness was an avid mountain biker who faced the same frustrating issue with bike gears slipping during rides. So I spent hundreds of dollars. So I'm not sure who Mike McGuinness is. Maybe he's famous, maybe he's not. And apologies, Mike McGuinness. And so you can see here what we've just generated in an instant from my phone here. I've set a problem. I've got some ideas of solutions. I've got an ideas of a post, a base of a post I can use for Twitter straight away. I've got an idea for a hook I can use on a YouTube video or on Twitter. And I've got an idea of like an article or a newsletter I could write about a certain famous person, a famous bike rider. You can adapt this to maybe a different rider or whoever you want to do. So all these ideas are generated like instantly. This is super cool. So let me show you another example. Let's see if we can find something that has some good stuff for you. Maybe you're starting a business. Let's see, worried about burnout, trying to balance life, job, and new business. Let's try this. More of a mindset issue. So here it's generated, set clear boundaries and set specific hours for your side hustle and stick to them. This will help maintain balance and force you to focus without feeling overwhelmed. Prioritize self-care and start small and scale gradually. So already these 3 things are way better than the other example, and I love that. The post idea, burnout is real. Like I like that hook. Stop the burnout cycle. Take a break today. I don't like that, but I would take burnout as real. Burnout will hit home for a lot of people. You're juggling work, life, and side hustle, feeling overwhelmed. You can escape 9 to 5 grind. Take control, start small. I think these Twitter ideas, like post ideas, end weirdly. But so I would go back and customize my prompt. And then we've got a story about Adriana Huffington from the Huffington Post about experiencing severe burnout led her to a collapse from exhaustion. Importance of prioritizing well-being over relentless work, despite what Alex Hormozy will tell you. He's like Mr. Relentless Work. Through a journey, she transformed her pain into a powerful message about the necessity of self-care, reshaping the conversation around productivity and success in the entrepreneurial world. So I kind of like that story. And you can actually press the button to keep like generating. Let's see if it just creates one about somebody else. Yeah, so we've got a different story now. So you can see the power of this, of how much content we have generated. I'm going to wrap up this video, but this is something that I use every single day to capture my ideas, and 99% of them are just on the phone, and many of them are like just out the shower or whatever, but I'm going to take this to the next levels of organizing my ideas with more and more keywords so that I can very quickly get so efficient. And so back to wrap this up, this is what we have. We have ideas. Before, we went from like ideas just being forgotten about 2 minutes later. I have no idea what ideas I actually had last week. I would go into my system to find them organized. So rather than get lost, and one of those ideas of yours could be just
game changing for your business or for your entrepreneurial or your side hustle or starting your side hustle using a free system, which you plug in AI. I recommend adding that on if you choose, but you can totally do the free system, just capture the ideas. And we're tagging them based on keywords automatically. And now they're organized and prioritized, and I can organize them across multiple tables. So my content ideas, my problems, and my story bank, and my priority things, my action things I need to do this week. So I've taken so much load off. I feel so much better after doing this that I can just keep on like being creative now and firing ideas constantly all the time, and they just get organized for me. So I hope this helped you a lot. This is an overview of my system, and it works so well in my entrepreneurial journey and it saves me a lot of time and stress. I understand that this may be overwhelming if you've never seen Notion before, you've never seen my M11 OS. It might feel daunting to set up, but I'm going to do a workshop where basically you can set up a really, really simple version of this as a one-pager. So like a Word document or a Google Sheet and a Google document, just a one page of called Your Ideas, and the start of your idea system, the start of your M11 OS, let's say, and it will just capture ideas and how to set that up on your phone with the widget, how to capture the ideas and get them into your sheet. So you've got a note-taking and idea capture system with voice. Helps so much. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will, if you want to find out more about that workshop, because I haven't even scheduled it yet, but it's going to come up extremely soon, then I'll be firing an email about this workshop ASAP. Everything's completely free and there's nothing to actually sell at the end of this. Just a free workshop, because I'm practicing these workshops on my journey as well. So come join us, grab coffee, and it'll be super fun. And I'm going to show you through some of the other stuff on M11 OS as well, what else is possible. But I'm also going to start really basic with how you can set this up yourself, and feel free to like join along in the workshop and do it. If you want details, the link will be in the description for that if you're on YouTube, and if you're on other places like Notion watching this, then the link will be below this video, and we will see you soon.